Big Ron, I got to be honest with you because I got to hold you accountable. That last video you put up was trash.
You're right. I ain't gonna lie. You're right. You're right. You told me it was gonna flop, and it flopped. Criticism. Not all criticism is bad. Some of it is very much constructional,
Yes,
constructive criticism.
absolutely.
In fact, man, we got 4 points we want to hold you accountable to. Check us out. All 4. Intentional in your relationships. That means both romantic and friendship. Myron, please expound on the romantic version.
Oh man, without a doubt, man. It's interesting because I was literally just having this conversation with my younger nephew, and I was talking about the importance of being evenly yoked in a relationship, right? Especially when you're going through that courting period. If you're a young man, there are certain characteristics you definitely need to be aware of. Like, say, for instance, finances. What's your potential partner's credit score like, right? What's their health like? These are the things that you need to be actively looking for when it comes to looking for a partner. And more importantly, being evenly yoked. I'm not going to take no shorts on that. Don't waste your time, young man. Move on quickly as possible.
There it goes. Makes sense to me. When it comes to those friendships, your homeboys you hang out with on a regular basis, do know that your circle matters. It may be large initially here,
Yeah.
and it could very well shrink. It might be less than 5. Mine at this point in time is less than 5. How does it work out? We have the same ambition when it comes to our health. You do not want to hang out with someone who doesn't care about their health, because you know what? You'll stop caring about yours.
Absolutely.
Turning up on a Tuesday is a bad idea.
Absolutely.
Be mindful of their ambitions. What do they want in life? They want nothing in life. Chances are you'll also begin to meander.
Yeah.
You don't want much in life also.
Yeah.
They start to rub off on you. And thirdly, well, there's so many.
Yeah.
But the third one, a disqualifying one when it comes to friendships, is knowing that they have your back.
Yeah.
I know you're a grown man. You got your own decisions, but they should still chime in.
Yeah.
If you like it or not. So if you make a bad decision, make sure they're there to tell you that was a bad decision. They shouldn't let you do it. If you wake up one morning, your wallet's gone, your keys are gone, face down in the ditch, but your homeboys all went home safely, there's a problem.
That's a problem.
How come those guys didn't look out for you?
Yeah.
Those are not your friends. Be very mindful and intentional in both romantic and your friendships. I don't care how hard you work out. That means lifting weights. I don't care how much cardio you do. I don't care how clean you think you're eating. If your internals aren't being monitored properly here, all your efforts could be in vain. You could still croak sooner than later. How do you make sure this is going to be maintained or checked? Having a simple primary care physician, a doctor. The same guy who told you to turn your head and cough when you're 13 years old. Remember that uncomfortable?
Yeah.
Hold your balls, turn your head, cough, checking for a hernia.
Right.
The same concept now, checking for your general health. At least do that one time a year. Perhaps I'd suggest maybe even every 6 months or so, just to make sure you're ahead of things. Blood work is extremely important. Be very surprised on how the smallest signs can tell a physician so much more about your internal health. Things like your PSA, monitoring your prostate. Things like making sure your white blood cell, red blood cell count are proper. You don't want to have things going on that thickens your blood, and you could have stopped it right there.
Right.
Something simple as ball cancer, testicular cancer, takes you out. But should he have caught that earlier, wouldn't have been an issue. So a primary care physician is so important. Myron, obviously here you have a physician.
Absolutely.
Let's get personal for a second here.
Yeah.
What would you say was one of the things you were super happy you caught earlier on before it really got somewhere?
Sleep apnea.
Sleep apnea.
Sleep apnea was probably going to be the death of me.
Yeah.
I'm saying, I was a truck driver, so we stay up when we drive long hours. Well, it was a point in time where I couldn't drive past 2 hours without getting back in the sleeper berth and going to have to take a nap. And I identified that it was a real problem because I couldn't even finish my workouts. My workouts were trash, and I wasn't able to be productive. I was like a walking zombie, and I knew something was off because when I would lay down, I felt like I was drowning.
Oh, wow.
Like I was going to die. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely went to the doctor, and they told me I'm a candidate for sleep apnea. Went to sleep apnea. They told me I stopped breathing, I think it was 195 times an hour.
Whoa.
And they would not let me leave without doing a sleep study, finishing my sleep study, and then putting me on CPAP machine.
CPAP machine.
And it changed my life. I got some of the best sleep ever, but it also made me check things out where I had to start going to the doctor a lot more often because us as men, we don't like to go to the doctor, or some of us don't. So I
Yeah.
encourage men, get to the doctor, because that really could have took me out at a very, very young age.
There it goes. So another bit of constructive criticism for you, fellas.
Yeah.
Make sure, if you're not already, you're seeing a primary care physician. If you don't have one, go get one.
Yes, sir. Please.
This is my CPAP machine, my absolute savior when it came to my health. That's because I had obstructive sleep apnea. Not because I'm a fat guy, I'm pretty lean actually. It's because my large muscles around my neck were restricting my airways while I was trying to sleep, disrupting my sleep. So that loud snoring was the obvious indication of so. Why does that matter? Well, for one, you can actually begin to get fat. Why? Because obstructive sleep apnea causes you to wake up a ton, which means your sleep quality is bad. Bad sleep quality affects your body's ability to deal with insulin, regulate blood sugar levels. Next thing you know, you are getting that fat stomach. So your big old belly could be coming from you constantly snoring, getting poor quality of sleep. Also, headaches. I personally was waking up with bad headaches. That's because while I was sleeping, my O2 levels were going low. O2 is the actual oxygen saturation in your blood. Yep. Again, I was having some bad days because I just wasn't having very sound sleep. The third issue was in the home. My wife wasn't very happy with me at all. Why? Because she needs 7 to 8 hours of sleep. And I was robbing her of a lot of that. Why? Because I was steadily snoring. And that was causing all kind of issues at the house as well. She loves me, but when she's low on sleep, she's not very easy to love. Well, I'm not very easy to love. Anyways, the other major issue was my testosterone levels. They were fluctuating a lot more than what they should have at my age. Why? Because again, while you're sleeping, your body's doing all kind of things to help regulate your hormone levels. Testosterone levels will be severely impacted negatively if you're not getting quality sleep. What does that mean? Now you're losing muscle mass. So imagine this. You not getting good sleep, for one, is ruining your relationship with your wife or girlfriend. For two, it's causing you to have bad headaches in the morning time. For three, it's causing you to get fat because your center section is holding insulin or showing signs of insulin resistance, which is that round belly. And four, losing muscle mass because you're losing testosterone. It's simple. Simply get the sleep study done. They give you a CPAP machine, use it. It could very well save your life and your relationship. I am Bigronjones with practical advice for your real world goals.